Hi, this is Lilia from Heal Scotland with two of my friends who made it through the 12 weeks in the community with me. This is Angela and
Hello.
Heather.
Hello.
Heather actually lived in, and Angela actually lives near the community and came along to the open day and just decided to join us. So she came home every night, but she came every morning at 7:05. And she joined us for the whole day and left after the evening entertainment. So, hi ladies.
Hi, I have to clear up one point. I wasn't always 7:05. I was often earlier than that, 2 minutes past.
So they were part of the very first pilot project in Heal Scotland, where we set out to prove that if you do certain things over and over and over again, i.e. breathing, meditation, a bit of yoga, a bit of time in the land, a bit of letting go, if you could do it over and over again for 12 weeks, that you would improve your health. So ladies, would you like to, Angela, do you want to start and say what would you say were your main kind of health challenges when you came?
I had no balance. My balance was gone. I'd had labyrinthitis or vertigo or something worse. No balance, and because of no balance I had been walking, and I hadn't slept a night through for over 30 years. Because of stress and worry and habit, it becomes a habit. So getting up at 6 o'clock, clothes on, out that door for the breathing, wonderful breathing exercises, and then qigong or yoga and meditation, and then we'd go on the land. And after that, I rebelled quite a bit. It was like slave labour, but once you realise it was for your health's sake, and being in the soil, I still had a bit of something still, and the balance was not right completely, but my walking, I had to push a barrow, which you and I couldn't do the first week. We could push a barrow and get up and down the hill. Well, at the end of that week we were doing it, no bother, and
so that became very obvious how much fitter the two of you became over the 12 weeks, for sure. Simply when you're out in the land, the things that you could do. So your main things were balance and sleep and stress.
Yeah.
And so how did that, now what, a month, 5 weeks later?
5 weeks later. 5 weeks later, it has shown itself where I've not carried out the protocol regularly. I don't feel as good, and that can be as simple as getting up early and doing the breathing. It's not, none of it is an onerous task, but it's fulfilling that task for myself, not for anybody else.
It's the commitment, isn't it, and the practice.
And not making hard work of it, because he says, Wim Hof says, relax, and if you don't relax, you're tightening up your body and it's not doing the same benefit. Well, I am relaxing, I'm learning that. And as I say, I thought, take the foot off the pedal after the 12 weeks, but I wanted to go on with it. I did really, I wanted to do the thing. I'm not saying I always did, but, and people, you get visitors that missed you for the 12 weeks, and so you get a bit slack, a bit sloppy.
You get distracted.
But you can get back on it quite quickly, because those 12 weeks, you've formed a habit.
Yeah, great. So that's fantastic. Heather, would you want to talk about what health challenges you had when you arrived as well, and how it went?
Physically, I think the biggest challenge has been the not being able to get about, walk or stand, or all these things have been really a problem. And I call them labels, but they're real when you're experiencing them, with MS, osteoporosis, arthritis, the thing the doctor tells you all this. So Yeah, I think I've tried for years to get myself better. I knew I should be doing this, I should be doing that, but I needed that taken right out of. I needed that 3 months immersion because my brain was just needing rewired. And even though I tried to run away a few times because it's not easy. You know, it's amazing how you know what's good for you, but there's
the resistance.
Resistance it's incredible. But what I'm getting now is awareness of it. You see all that, really, Heather? What have you learned? That's such a good tool to go like that. Come on, you know it's as if you're kidding yourself on. You're just who are you kidding? You're only
Well, as Carolyn May says, liars don't heal.
So it's getting that, and I really feel I'm getting that. I'm making better choices every day. Like I was telling you with the water thing. If I can't get the water, the ice water, the feet in the ice water, and then the hands in the ice water, and I immediately felt better after that. So that's it. You know, I'm not going to any more excuses for not getting into the water. Yeah, the lock's near, and I'm going to get back in the lock, but the ice water is it's easy to do. There's no
a great substitute.
It is. Yes.
In case you don't understand, we were practicing the Wim Hof method thanks to Jim McFadden, and part of it's a 3-step protocol, which is breath, mindset and cold water exposure. And everybody did the breathing, not everybody did the cold water exposure, but instead of actually have to fully immerse your body in the water, what Jim's been doing is getting people to put their hands or just their feet into an ice bucket, and you can get a really powerful effect from that. What you're doing is just trying to get the dump of chemistry that you need to feel good. So we did 12 weeks in the community, and I have to say that Angela really was the most positive person from start to finish. She came in every single day just saying how lucky she was to have found it, but in general everyone else found it very challenging. Even although they had come for 12 weeks, the reality of the changes was much more challenging for them and for me than I had anticipated, because there was things that we hadn't taken into consideration, and one of them was going outside, having no Wi-Fi. The food obviously was dramatically different for everyone. There was a lot of vegetables. I do not believe everybody needs to be a vegan, but we know that vegetables really cleanse the gut and the intestines and alkalise the body. So we had primarily vegan foods, so if you don't eat a lot of vegetables, that's an enormous change. And then there's just the addiction to the hormones of stress, which is about complaining and blaming and feeling like a victim. And if you are unwell, and you were really quite disabled, weren't you, when you came?
Yeah.
In terms of the things you could do, like getting up and down off the floor, and
and people don't see that. There's a certain time they don't see that till they see me try to do things, because they just see me standing and they go, oh, but she's all right. Till they actually see, oh, Jesus, she can't even do it. You know, so
I know the difference was so dramatic, and even the way you walked. So this is something that obviously the Heal Scotland project's not just about what we did in the community. It was to prove a point that if you can motivate and discipline yourself to do these things on a daily basis, you will see much greater health and happiness. And I think we really proved that, didn't we?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
I was so positive because I had such immediate results. The diet part of it was immediate because I had acidosis or something like that, and I didn't have a label. They couldn't find what was wrong with me to put a label on me, but I certainly was not well. And I hadn't been used to not being well. I'd been used to being fit, although the intervals of not being well were getting more and more frequent. So everything I did, every single thing I did was fantastic. Yeah,
absolutely. And so what would you say, you can start with this one, Heather, what would you say was the most difficult thing for you? What was the hardest?
Oh, well, there was lots in them. Well, no, the hardest, apart from the being away from home, the diet wasn't too, because I like vegetables, but the certain things came in that I craved, you know, like my poached egg and toast in the morning, but that's just a side thing. The hardest thing, I think it's got to do with believing that I could do it, and that I could do it, that there could be real changes, and that I wasn't kidding myself on, that because there was just something running in me and saying, oh, you've tried lots of stuff and nothing's worked, and you're just doing this, and you could be home doing other stuff. There's just so many things running through your head.
Yeah, that's...
And the living with people, and there was lots, and I don't even know how to pinpoint what it was, but there was so many things that made it. It should have been easy. I mean, getting your food made for you somebody coming up at 4 o'clock in the morning and spending an hour juicing for you. You know, and there's something about gratitude in that instead of being resentful. Sometimes you're resenting. I don't want you that. I don't. It's really hard to quantify and put it into bits and pieces.
You know, being away from home for 12 weeks is definitely clearly a challenge, and we know from Kelly Turner's work that the things that people struggle with most are 1, food, radically changing your diet, and 2, letting go of the past. But I think the thing that became very obvious to me, and obviously to you guys too, was the sharing. And sharing space with people, and you know, it was pretty cold, wasn't it? And so we're kind of all in the... But we were all inside for a lot because
that's in one room.
Yeah, so that really brought out a lot of our
character traits.
And our kind of impatience, I suppose, and intolerance.
And I'm not used to living with MD. When I stayed in a community, but it's a long while ago, and my sons are up and I'm on one. To go from that to being able to share with other people or clash or personalities, and it's really funny how you think we could just go on. Well, maybe we compromise and go on.
Yes.
And we did, but and I think it just shows how kind of
bond.
Because I'm saying that part, but the people, and you feel as if after 3 months, like you really know folk.
Absolutely.
It's really precious.
Well, it was so nice a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, there were the 3 of us, and Hilary and Jenny. And I know Julie would have been there in a heartbeat as well, and Sergio as well. So it's nice that we actually are now still actually actively wanting to meet each other and see how you know how everybody is. And Jenix too would be there in a heartbeat as well if she was closer. So then what would you say, because the programme really was very simple, wasn't it? It was breathing, it was meditation, it was 20 minutes max of Qigong or yoga, and then we had some fresh juice, and then we had some time in the land, and the whole idea about that is giving back, altruism. It's about getting your hands in the soil. We now know there's microbes in the soil that we're designed to touch. It really helps feed this ecosystem of the body, and also growing your own food. If you are not able to grow your own food, then you're quite disabled. So that was fascinating, wasn't it, to see all the greens and everything coming up. And then in the afternoon we did some letting go, really. That was lots of different ways to let go, and then at the weekends we had all these phenomenal teachers and healers and therapists, and we had so many amazing people volunteered their time. It was really really touching. So it was a phenomenal one-off project, and now we're obviously, well, we're actually probably nearly 6 weeks past, and at the end of this week we're actually going to go and look at land for creating a healing eco oasis where people can come and learn the stuff that these guys learned. And there was other people that came short term as well that have had huge benefits and results. So we really want now to get the message out, and we're thinking we'll have like 1 to 4 week slots at the community, and we'll hopefully get it up and running for next year, so you can come and you can learn how to heal yourself. Because this is the thing, I mean, you said it, you at some stage along the line you actually said to me, I'm starting to realise I can do this. So it's almost like you need to have enough time. That was the idea with the 12 weeks of repetition, and you do, of course, the ego is like, I don't want this, I want this. And that's when most of us give up. That's the harsh reality. And I include myself in that. I would never have done all that left to my own devices. but there's just something about in the community, you just get up and do it. That's what you're there for. And you know, I know a lot of my friends said I'd give my right arm to have 12 weeks to focus on me. And then it's somewhere along the line, even though it was very gentle and there was a lot of resistance and a lot of people unwell and having to really drag themselves along to the workshops, suddenly the body started to respond and they started to feel a bit more energy, a bit more awake, a bit more alive. So now we'll not go into tonight all the other diseases that have drastically improved since the community, but I think now we all feel that we've got a message.
I was thinking the before and afters there when we were doing, because I was really resistant to yoga. Much as I kind of like it, but I like Tai Chi and that, but the yoga. But I was doing yoga exercises when I realised, and I don't even know when it was, when I was going like that. I was going, I'm touching the ground. It was just like from going like, can get by my knees. I could hardly get from like being right, touching the ground. I don't even remember that. So it's all just slowly.
But that's the feedback that you need.
What?
And suddenly you're like, what
and
I'm
then I
doing
was
is
doing
working.
it, so I was like, I can move my neck, I can move, my back was starting to release and
But
it's
losing weight was
phenomenal.
another.
Oh yeah, oh my god, that's nearly 2 stone by now.
Oh yeah, that alone, you can pass your stomach.
Exactly.
You said to me, was it last week, that you were doing the tree pose?
Yeah.
Now for somebody that was struggling with balance,
I've never been able to do that. Never. In my life, no matter what age it was, I could never do that yoga position. Yeah.
So,
The tree pose.
yeah. And this is the thing, isn't it? We're now understanding, because we're not getting old. We've just got lazy and we stopped doing things.
Yeah.
And this woman here, shining example of what you can actually do and achieve in 12 weeks. I mean, it just makes it all so
Possible,
worthwhile.
yeah.
And also, you do want to share with people, and we're not saying it's easy, because we know it's not. We've all walked that path together. So we know the challenges that people had, and we know that even when you think you want to do it, sometimes the mind's like, ah! But the reality is, if you can just somehow find it, dig deep, get with the right people and talk to the right people, and know that it will be hard, but still find it somewhere. And it's getting the tribe, isn't it? We're looking to set up a support network. We're actually doing a Breathe and Believe in Glasgow on the 28th of August. My friends Catherine Emmanuel and Jim McFadden's going to be there too, and looking how we can get people like Angela and Helen that are already saying, right, okay, I know where you're at, we did it, we know it's not easy, but if you've got the right support, if you've got the right people around you, because that's for sure, because that's the other thing we noticed in the community, how the negative people drew together and then started to bring each other down. And I think that was the other thing that I found quite astounding to watch, was
how
they didn't seem to realise that all that negative chat, and this programme's inadequate and this programme's not good enough, and it was like, well, how about coming with ideas of how it can be improved rather than just wanting to pull it down. And so it was interesting, because we had all of that, loads and loads of.
And we were saying earlier on, the F spots and maybe's, if you had known all that was going to happen, or what was needed, it would never have got off the ground if all these things that people think you have to have this and you have to have this and got to this and play that.
Exactly. It would never have a team of psychiatrists.
It would never have happened.
No.
So it had to be the way it was,
Absolutely.
It had to be the way it was. Yeah.
Because it all comes down to money at the end of the day. And to have that level of emotional support. But I think you were telling me, Angela, about is it Al-Anon group where you get 2 weeks to tell your story, because that was the other thing, wasn't it?
2 weeks,
repetition.
That's two nights there.
Right.
Well, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, and you're one of many. And you're allowed a time to spill it all out and take the
blame and complain.
Yeah, blame and complain. After that, if you're persisting with that, not realising you're one of many, they ask you to get professional help, to go and take yourself somewhere else, because
And that's
It's not helping.
massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's where brain, I know this one so well, the victim, poor me, blah.
Absolutely.
And it just
Absolutely.
runs and repeat and repeat. Well, you're no awareness that you're just even doing it. And so,
It's a habit.
that's where all that kind of mind, how you change.
Well, that's where you come in, because you didn't really encourage us to
Aye.
be keeping on with our story. To
Aye.
With the rewiring of the brain,
yeah,
you're rewiring the old story.
Story.
So there was a neurological reason
for
why.
that.
And some of the people at the start, the ones that left, felt that I was being mean.
Not hearing them.
Not allowing the story to run. But I thought I made it clear that there was a reason for that. You get to tell your story once or twice or 3 times, and then we have to let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we understand now
So
with the
attached to-
neuroscience and the
yeah.
neuroplasticity that if you keep firing and wiring that story,
That's
do what you always
Aye.
did, get what you always got.
You just repeat the same old shit.
Yeah. So what would you say to anybody that was thinking about doing something similar, coming to the village that we're going to create? What advice?
Do it. Grab it with
Oh,
both
yeah.
hands. My daughter,
Choice.
Stuart said to me, "Why don't you give up your place to your daughter?" But my ex-partner was dying at the time, and she didn't want to leave him in that place. But I think she would now like to be doing it. She does. She's wondering where there's cold water beside her,
Yeah.
and
Because even that, I mean, the big message from Heal Scotland for us is that we believe strongly that healing is something that should be available to everyone, no matter what postcode, what financial bracket or education level. And the Breathe, Believe, Release, Back to Nature message is really actually all that you need to do, but that the knowledge of that is not enough. We have to carry that through to action, and it has to be repeated enough times that it's embodied. Whatever protocols you choose to use, it's again it's the repetition in the practice.
she does her exercises. She eats a good diet, but there's something more. The spiritual. Not that she has to be spiritual, because she went to Alateen when she was young. It's putting everything in place, or trying to put it all in place.
Well, this is the thing, and it's the time when you're running a house and a family and work.
Yeah, but you've got to make time for yourself.
Yes, I know. Well, I was saying the other day to Jim actually that if we look on the conscious level, the mind, the thought level, and then the subconscious, which is obviously all the programming and all the habits and all the traumas, and then the superconscious, which is more about your faith and your perception. Is your perception hostile about the universe and about others, or do you have faith that things are going to work out? So we're looking on these 3 levels to see where the blockages are, because it's all energy ultimately. And then if you spend maybe, I don't know, a certain amount of time getting your nails done, your hair done, nothing wrong with that, your skin, maybe a facial or a massage, or all the things that we do now to make the outside look good. And now we're just saying, well, what about even just taking 20 minutes for the inside?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, I think if we really broke down what we did in the community, now I started off thinking, what if we'd got people that really engaged? And then I ended up now thinking, how little do you actually have to do as long as you do it on a daily basis?
Quite little.
Yeah, I think
because
that's-
really, it's just, again, it was just that the daily rituals and the practice and the repetition over that 12 weeks that got us all the results. Because for me, my result was really that I started meditating properly. I know I can honestly say that I didn't really meditate before. Now the breathing, and I feel really strong, much as I've not been doing a lot of aerobic exercise. Went on the Vibrogym and I felt really super strong. I just feel great because the breathing massages all your organs, increases your lung capacity. I mean, it's just, you're going to get all the benefits of exercise, because it actually is like a workout, but you can lie in your bed and do it, and it's free. So what about you, Heather? Is there anything you would say to anybody thinking about it? Thinking about coming?
Yeah. What I'm saying is the amount of people that I know round about me, they don't have to be ill the way they're ill, or unhappy the way they're unhappy, and you
See the
just
change in
know that it doesn't have to be that way. We you know.
You can change it.
Yeah, and you don't want to be going, you have to do, you have to do. You just got to allow people to come to a decision themselves, and they've got to want to do it. But there's something in just offering it now, saying, look, or even from us, just someone saying, oh, look, this is my experience and it's your experience.
Yes.
That you were right, even though we were kicking and screaming, you were right. Do you know what I mean? And I get it now.
Say it again, I was right.
I don't know, maybe not too many times.
People have noticed the difference.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
That's what I
People
was
that
going to
were-
say.
Aye.
You weren't expecting to notice the difference.
And it's, I mean, a lot of people say 12 weeks is a long time, but it's really nothing.
Nothing.
Isn't
No.
it? To
And
get your
it's
health
done.
and your vitality.
Jesus, aye.
And
Yeah.
and actually, in fact, when we got to the end, we were all a bit kind of like, oh,
What do we do now?
In my in my dream, and I thought, because I didn't really do that dream thing, but I thought if I can get my bike, that'll be me. I know that, you know, I don't know why I held the bike, because I'm a kind of outdoor. I like kind of just my doors open, and then so when I got my bike, and I had only been able to do half a mile now and again. I mean, a couple of times a year at the end up there, and a wee half a mile. Then I stop. I was exhausted and have my cup of tea and sit for a while. Say me I'll walk and do like 10 minutes. Then I'd been out. So I decided I was getting my bike, even though I'm paying it up for forever, and I didn't care. But 7 miles on my bike,
I mean,
that
that's
just said
fantastic.
everything to me. And I'm happy. I'm on my bike going, hello. Oh no, I'm not letting go. No, yeah. hello. But I was doing this. Yeah.
And did
that's
people notice the
miracle.
difference? If your family and friends notice the difference in you?
Absolutely. They just go, what the? Yeah. One of my close friend, I said, what do you think that? What is it you see? Because I know I'm a bit. We went a wee bit feral, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think that was just coping mechanism with being away. But it was actually quite good. It was like childlike. I think it was quite. She said to me, "Honey, all I see is you're free. You seem to be free now, and whether it's childlike or not, you seem to be free, and that's
Well, yeah,
I'd agree with
that's
that, yeah.
really nice.
That's what it's all about.
Ah, that's that.
Isn't
Really
it?
like that.
And with the meditation, you put joy and gratitude.
Oh,
And those two things, and love,
underestimated. So.
underestimated, put it out to the universe, and it alters things apart from your health.
Your cells.
Yeah.
Aye.
But the breathing and the meditation calms the mind. It clears out that monkey thinking where you kind of stop thinking,
sure.
and that's wonderful in itself. And there's just so many benefits that come from that.
Yeah, and it's just given that, I mean, we know changing your external environment is very powerful for helping you to heal. And we know that repetition and practice, but giving yourself that 12 weeks is just so precious, isn't it? Just to really, because what we know now is if you keep repeating, you can change your bad habits to good habits. You can change from thinking about the worst case scenario to the best case scenario, and you can start to believe in possibilities that when you were really sick, you just couldn't see.
I didn't realise I was doing that thing with the worst case scenario. I always said, I'm just a health and safety officer. I kind of joking because why should not doing that? Why should, you know, what? And that was all coming from survival mode. I'm always looking for, you know, that's coming from the same place.
Yes.
What was it called that?
Aye, the
Survival mode.
Uh-huh.
I was
From
just always
survival
looking
to
for the,
thrival.
having to survive, make sure everything was all right, and I didn't realise that I was in that
And it's
place.
exhausting.
It is exhausting when
And that's really ultimately,
Yeah.
to keep it really simple, is to stay in that kind of rest and restore, rest and digest space.
And the freedom that gives you, because you're not pulling everything that could happen to you
I know.
to you.
and
To
that
you.
I know.
it does
exactly.
pull it to you
I
as
know.
well, because you
Exactly.
feel it's not happening. You go, everything seems to be all right. I don't need to be looking after everything and making sure everything. And it's synchronicity and something's just flows, and that's where it goes into that spiritual thing. We don't like to talk about. There's something about energy and the universe and us, and something's going, because you see it, and it's without a doubt the amount of things that just kind of fall into place and everything just flows a little bit. You're going, there is something to this.
And it's so nice to believe that we're going to be part of something much bigger, and that we can help other people, and whether other people want to believe that or not is
It's up to
irrelevant.
them, yeah.
You want to believe things that make
Uh-huh.
you feel good, and that's the mission now, is that we create an educational healing eco village where people can come and learn the stuff and practice with these guys, and we can actually take action and change the trajectory of our health picture in Scotland.
I have to say though, talking about synchronicity, we're underplaying the part that Lilia played in this, brought to us. What a gift we had, and persistence and
Patience.
and kindness and mostly patience. Well, we had a few skirmishes, but
Healthy ones.
healthy ones, and that lets off energy too. But a true gratitude I certainly have for you, Hilary. Oh, Hilary.
So she called me Helen.
Lilia.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, and that's
Lilia.
another thing.
Absolutely.
I've mostly got my words back. My words did come out. I'm not perfect.
I keep
not
the
yet.
humour. That's really important. Keep the humour.
Absolutely, and we
Don't
did
take
have a lot
yourself
of laughs.
so. Yeah, don't take
We
yourself
did
so
have a lot
seriously.
of laughs.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, girls, for being brave enough to do
Thank
this
you.
podcast
Oh, thank
with
you,
me.
Hilary.
Let us be
And,
What a
um,
mission you took on. Right.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
So, lots of love from all of us, and we'll
Yeah.
see you at the Eco Village.
Thank you.